And welcome to our new podcast, the Dinner Tonight podcast. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about what this is, why we're doing it, and what you can expect to hear from us in our future episodes. So, my name is Odessa, and I've got Wendy here with me.
Hi,
Wendy, I'm
guys.
going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay, hi, I am Wendy. I work for Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service as a family and consumer science county agent. But I'm also a mom. I have two wonderful kids, and I'm a wife, and I'm a sister, and I'm a daughter. Based here in Texas in the Panhandle. Rural Texas. So, a lot of interesting challenges that is going on. I also have a couple of degrees behind my name. So, I have a undergrad degree in hospitality and restaurant management, but I also have a master's in family and consumer sciences.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Wendy.
So, Odessa, what about you? Who are you?
Who am I? Great question. Well, first of all, my name is Odessa, and I also work for Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. I'm with the Department of Nutrition Extension Unit, and I work as a program manager, um, hosting the Dinner Tonight program. But again, I am also more than just my job title. I am a mom, a single mom with one beautiful little girl. I also have one dog, and we live here in the hill country. And I've got a lot of friends and family nearby, and we are just living our lives, trying to stay healthy and have fun, and live our best lives. So I also have a bachelor's of nutrition, and a master's in health education and promotion. And I've been with Texas A&M for going to be on 12 years soon. Um, yes, very exciting. And Wendy, I know you've been with Extension for a while as well.
Yes, I am working on my 16th year. So, yes, we have got some experience, probably lots of extension stories to share. Um, but that's how long I've been.
Absolutely. That's awesome. That means between the two of us, we have a lot of professional and personal life experience that we're hoping to talk about all of the struggles related to mealtime and cooking and meal planning and all of those things that come up that are real barriers for people who are trying to eat healthy and live healthy lives. So I think that takes us into what is the Dinner Tonight program. I mentioned that the Dinner Tonight is the program that I lead. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the Dinner Tonight program, and Wendy, jump on in if I leave anything out.
I
But
will.
really, I know. Really, the Dinner Tonight program is supposed to be a reliable resource for Texans and beyond, to have, again, a resource that you can go to that you can count on for healthy recipes, nutrition information, food safety information, cooking technique, tips, tricks, all of that sort of stuff. And we're hoping to make it really accessible. So we have programs that are out in our communities delivered by county agents, your fellow community members.
Yes.
And we also have our online presence. So we have a website, a Pinterest, a YouTube, a Facebook page, and Instagram, so that we can reach you wherever you at, and you can get these healthy recipes and find our content whenever you're hungry and looking for a healthy recipe to cook.
Yes, definitely check out the website, our socials. The great thing is I want to add all of our socials. All the content is created by real people, real moms, people who are going through the same struggles that you are every single day trying to feed your families. So, good, healthy, nutritious food. So, want to encourage you to be sure you're checking out all of those, the socials, Facebook, the website. It's super easy, dinnertonight.tamu.edu. So, definitely check those out. I think we'll probably link some of those below in the comments. So, Again, we're talking about dinner tonight, right, Odessa? So why should we, I mean, when I think of dinner tonight, I always think about what are we doing with our families? Like, what is that meal time like? So, why is it so important for us to sit down and have meals together?
Yeah, that's a great question, right? Why do we care? Why should we try and strive to eat family meals together that are cooked at home? There's a bunch of different reasons. We know that when families sit down together and have dinner time together, children benefit a lot from that. Not only typically nutritionally, but also socially and emotionally. So we know that there's a variety of benefits to be had for the children of the family when you're actively cooking meals at home, making time to sit down and have those conversations with each other and make time for your family without any other distractions. So no
Yes.
phones, no TVs,
Yes.
very intentional setting. So creating those positive meal times is a really big part of what we are going to talk about on this podcast is how we do it, how we foster that in our own homes, and how you can do that in your home. And we know too there are a lot of barriers to that as well. And I'm sure Wendy, you've experienced these just as much as I have, and as
Yes.
much as everyone else does. A lot of those are like exhaustion from trying to think of meals, um, just time scheduling.
Yes.
How do I get a healthy meal on the table in the time constraint that I have? Wendy, what are some other things that you struggle with?
I mean, I think the big thing is there's so many demands on our family nowadays between your work commitments, extracurricular, your schools, those other organizations besides for as a county extension agent, the 4-H program that are taking those time away from you. So really, just how do you fit it in? How do you get everybody around the table without a distraction to have a meal? Again, I think sometimes you have to get creative, is what I think, and figure out what works for your family. So we're gonna give you lots and lots of tips and tricks, and let you figure out what actually works for your family. But the other thing we're gonna definitely talk about during this, which is something I am very strong about, and I have to say I have converted my husband into using a food thermometer, which is food safety.
Yes.
Um, we want to keep our families safe. We want to feed our families, but we want to make sure we're not making them sick when we feed food. So we're going to be giving lots and lots of helpful tips about cross contamination, food storage time, things to remember when you're preparing the meal at home, like when you touch raw meat, make sure you wash your hands. For that, and then talk about those internal cooking temperatures. Like I said, right as I started, I have converted my husband shortly after we got married into using a food thermometer so he does not make us sick when he cooks chicken and it doesn't reach 165 degrees.
That's great. That's great. Well, we know about 1 in 6 Americans suffers from a foodborne illness annually. And so I think people are a little overconfident in their food safety skills, but that's okay. We're going to help. We're going to have some good reminders and talk about, again, those tips and techniques to keep your family safe.
Yeah, definitely. You just have to when you get in the kitchen. Nobody wants to get sick from the food that they're eating. The other thing is like I think this goes on again with family mealtime is a lot of times families are having to eat meals outside of the home. Just because you're on the go, but really talking about ways to whether your family mealtime could look like in the car or at the ballpark. Uh, but just kind of talking again about how to get that done. Believe it or not, like 50% of the U.S. food spending has went to food that is eaten away from the home. So if you look at your food budget, half of that is spent on restaurants and other quick service gas station food. Can you
Yeah.
believe that? Odessa,
Yeah.
are you guilty of that? I know I am.
I I am definitely guilty of the convenience factor of the on-the-go foods. That's definitely one. And think about, how much further those dollars could stretch if you do a little bit of planning, a little bit of prep, and prepare that food at home and eat that food at home with your family. So I think there are a lot of benefits to focusing on recentering, spending those food dollars on food that you're actually going to eat in the house.
Yeah, I think that is so important. I know myself, the food dollar just doesn't go as far as it used to. So really taking that time to plan, to figure out, know your schedule, have a backup plan, and I get it, families, I get it. That last minute practice is going to get called. That last minute, something's going to happen. And I will probably talk about this several times when we talk about slow cooker. That slow cooker is not going to get plugged in, and you will get home thinking you have dinner, and there is no dinner in the crock pot because that has to be thrown out. It happens. But trying to have some stuff on hand in a plan in general really helps you from driving through the drive-through.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and that's one of our main goals at dinner tonight is we're going to provide a whole variety of types of recipes and styles of recipes that are going to fit. And we're going to talk to you about how to incorporate those different styles into your life, right? Because everyone's life looks a little bit different. And so we have a lot of recipes that are pretty versatile. We can do a lot of substitutions. A lot of the ingredients are very accessible. They're ones that you could find all across Texas. So that's really one of our big.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Is the accessibility of our recipes, and the other thing is these recipes have been our dinner tonight recipes that are out on our website have been created by people, tested on our families, and trust me, my kids tell me whether it's good or not. So we are going to give you the facts and lay it out there and let you guys know what really works and what maybe doesn't work the best for a family.
Absolutely. All right. Well, on that note, everyone, we look forward to you guys signing up and subscribing to our podcasts. They're going to be coming out twice a month right now.
Yay!
And we're so excited to talk with you guys about all of these things we've just discussed and even more. And we'll dig into it with the two of us. And we're also going to be very excited to have on special guests. So as certain topics come up, we will pull in our expertise that we have across Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service and be able to tap into other specialists, other program managers, and other county agents who have a special interest or specialize in that area. So we're very excited to be able to do that as well. Wendy, tell me what you had for dinner last night.
Oh, it was actually a really good dinner. Believe it or not, we had bone-in ribeyes and baked potatoes and a nice fresh garden salad. That does not happen every weeknight. It was kind of my youngest was like, I want steak tonight, and there was steak in the freezer, so that is what we
Perfect.
had.
Absolutely. That sounds fabulous. Well,
What did you have for dinner tonight
so
or
I
last
had
night?
dinner last night, yes.
Yeah.
I had so the tomatoes are coming on. And so I had a tomato caprese salad last night with some fresh mozzarella, some
Ooh,
fresh
so
basil. Yeah, the tomatoes
good.
and the basil were from the garden. It was perfect. And I added some prosciutto in there for a little bit of protein. So that was my dinner last night. It was delicious, and I will be eating many, many, many caprese salads coming up very soon. So
My tomato plants aren't quite there, so I'm gonna have to wait several more months before my tomatoes are ready to produce. So
there you go. Well,
yeah.
I'm already chowing down. So, all right. Well, visit our website at dinnertonight.tamu.edu for recipes, tips, and more. And again, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube at Dinner Tonight. Just look for the maroon fork, spoon, and knife, and you've found us. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, we'll see you in the kitchen.
The members of Texas A&M AgriLife will provide equal opportunities in programs and activities, education, and employment to all persons, regardless of race, color, sex, religion, national origin, age, disability, genetic information, veteran status, or any other classification, protected by federal, state, or local law, and will strive to achieve full and equal employment opportunity throughout Texas A&M AgriLife.